Hi, this is Joel Rosenberg in Jerusalem. I'm the founder and chairman of the Joshua Fund, and I want to bring you a special message. It has been a hard year, a dark year. The coronavirus pandemic alone has brought all kinds of economic devastation here in this part of the world. 1 out of 5 Israelis are out of work. Not a single tourist has been allowed in the country for most of this year. Lebanon, meanwhile, is desperately trying to recover from the horrific and deadly explosion, that massive blast back in August that left 300,000 people without homes. Fear and confusion are growing throughout the region, and I find myself regularly asked by pastors, by lay people, but also by journalists, the New York Times and others, does any of this coronavirus pandemic have anything to do with Bible prophecy and with the possibility that we're living in the last days? And for me, the answer is no question, yes. I've been studying these issues carefully and consulting with theologians and seminary professors whose expertise I trust. And after all, the Joshua Fund seeks to equip and educate the church around the world as to what is happening, what does the Bible prophecy say about Israel and her neighbors and the nations as we head deeper into the last days. There's no doubt in my mind that we are going through what Jesus spoke of in Luke chapter 21 as the birth pangs. Jesus spoke specifically about pestilence, about pandemics, about diseases being one of those birth pangs, along with wars and rumors of wars and other signs as we get closer to his return. Now, we don't know when Christ will come back, but we do know that we have an urgency, a sense of the importance of obeying Christ's commands at this specific moment. Now is the time for the church in Israel, in the Arab world, around Israel, to be engaged in loving Jewish people, Arab people, fulfilling the Great Commission, making sure that everyone has at least heard the gospel of Jesus, the Messiah, and have a chance to say yes or no. That the church would be engaged actively in caring for the poor and the needy, widows and orphans, survivors of war and terror, refugees. This is the role of the church. And this is what we are a part of at the Joshua Fund, is helping fund ministries that are engaged in obeying Christ, to love their neighbors as we love ourselves and as we love Christ himself. One of our projects, in addition to educating the church, is in fact providing food and other humanitarian supplies to church congregations, again, in Israel, in the Palestinian territories, and in the region, so that people who love Jesus can be the hands and feet of Jesus, that they can care for their neighbors, love them, and assist them in times of suffering. It's an honor to serve those in need, to serve the church. That's what the Joshua Fund does. And would you consider making a financial gift so that we can help equip and fund the church so it can do the work that Christ has called us to? The current need is urgent, and we need to be faithful in the time that we have. And if we in the Joshua Fund and the church don't stand in the gap on behalf of those who don't yet know the Lord in the Jewish world here in Israel and in the Arab world, then who's going to do that? That's what the Joshua Fund does. We equip the church worldwide, and we care for the church here in what we call the epicenter. So would you consider giving a financial gift so we can work together to bless Israel and her neighbors in the name of Jesus? May God bless you as you do. Subscribe to our videos by clicking the subscribe button. You'll find some videos that we've chosen specifically for you. And if this is a ministry that you'd like to support financially, just make a tax-deductible donation by clicking here to visit our giving page. Thank you. We look forward to partnering with you to bless Israel and her neighbors in the name of Jesus.